Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me now? Please, if you can hear me, raise a hand or send a message on the chat. Okay, thank you, Sad. So we will start the session in 1 minute. Just a minute, please. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good afternoon. You are welcome to 1 Day online conference. Today's conference name is Attending, Build and Start Using Your Application. During the coming 1 hour and a half, you will be attending this online conference. You will be entitled to get a trial license for 1DayCloud. Then you will be able to create your application, start using them, utilizing the zero code platform. So we call it, as you see here, 1 day. Here we have 1DayCloud. Okay. The main idea of 1 day is to help organization utilizing zero code or low code platform to build their applications easily in terms of 1 day of time. And the main idea of the cloud here is being a cloud to help you to deploy your application over the cloud, removing all difficulties that comes from the deployment itself, cost of deployment, and take care about security challenges. So in today's online conference, you will gonna hear from us about 1DayCloud. Zero code will help you to develop your application as fast as easy as 1 day task. Then we would like to highlight the 1DayCloud capability to host your application over the cloud, which is based locally in Saudi. Then you can start using the application straight away. At the end of the conference, you will have a demo to show how you can create your application, customize your application, utilize our ready templates, generate your reports and dashboards, do the user management. This not only for your application, but for all 1 day apps in the same way. So if you are looking for custom applications like ERP, CRM, accounting, or any other custom applications, you are in the right way. If you are searching for e-commerce platform, for lawyer application, for any custom application as your business needs, so this online conference is for you. You will be able to utilize 1DayCloud zero code technology to develop your application in weeks, or even better in days, maybe in just 1 day, and you will be able to up and running at the best lightning speed and very affordable cost. So let me start now the presentation. Okay, so let's take a view about the SME challenges here when you want to move to the cloud. Just a minute, please. I'm receiving some question from one. Okay, we will have a question time at the end of this session. So please, you can drop your questions through this session. Then I will answer it at the end of this, inshallah. After in this session, we have about 10 minutes to 15 minutes to answer. Okay. So when the company want to move to the cloud and rid of the legacy systems and papers, they should take care about the challenges they will face. The first challenge is the development time and cost. And here we will have many issues like application interface and reporting and automation development need a lot of time to be developed at the same cost. The developer cost is very high, as you know. The second challenge is the compliance and integration. So as we are in Saudi Arabia, there is regulations from the government like supporting Arabic in the interfaces and for the data to be locally hosted, especially if you have sensitive data or government information data or financial data. So you should host your cloud application locally in Saudi Arabia. And the third issue is the integration with ZATCA to issue your e-invoicing that issued the last year from the government. Also, we should take care about the security because in the cloud, you maybe is being attacked from threatened for your system, for your information. And you know now the most important thing in the company is the information. And if some attacker has stolen your application, you will lose not only information, you will lose maybe customers, you will lose the company, you will lose everything in the company. So you should take care about the security and safety in your cloud application and hosting environment. Now let's take a look about the benefits of low-code and zero-code platforms. You have as global reports from the big companies like SAP, Dynamics, and other companies, you will save more than 50 to 70 times of the development business application when you are going with low-code or zero-code platform, because zero-code platform will have GUI tools or user experience tools, easy to use and utilize tools to build your interfaces, dashboards, workflows, etc. Everything you need in business application with the user interface only, no need to code your application. At the same time, you will cut the project costs to up to 70% because the development cost will be reduced as well. You have also a very good feature of going with low code and zero code, that you can take your decisions quickly. What I mean in quickly, suppose that you are in a company and you want to take decision by the existing data you have, but the existing data you have is not enough. For example, you have data in Excel sheet. This will not give you an idea about the current situation of the company. You can't take the right decision sometimes. One of our old customers, they are using rigid ERP or old ERP system that helping them in only storing the data without generating the reports. So one day they wanted to reduce the cost because they have a lot of loss in their money. So they reduced from the company at that time, the company employees. They fired a lot of employees at that time, but the real reason of the losing money was the factory machine maintenance, and there is a lot of failure and there is a lot of maintenance money paid for the factory. So they didn't manipulated the issue that time in the right way because they don't have real-time information that they can decide that this issue reason is from machines maintenance or from the company employee salaries. So this is very important for company and businesses. And last thing here is the reusability feature. This feature is very important because when you develop multiple application or any application, you need to develop its feature. In low-code and zero-code platform, you can use already built features for other customers in your application. So no need to rebuild for your application. For example, you want to integrate with e-payment gateway to a Rajhi Bank, for example, to receive payment through your application. This one is already exists in the platform, so you can add it directly within 1 minute to your application. But if you want to develop from scratch, maybe you need 10 days to apply it in your system. and so on. There is a lot of integration ready for the application, and also there is a ready template store that you can use it as, for example, ready template for CRM application. You can download it and install it directly and customize as your business needs. Okay, why 1DayCloud? Alhamdulillah, we are proud of announcing that we have very big happy customers and we have success stories. Last success story we have is Riyadh Season Protocol that we do it at the beginning of this year. The customer needed a demo for the system in 1 week or 10 days, and Alhamdulillah, we finished it within only just 1 day as our branding purpose. After we make the demo, we got this project because we finished it quickly at the 1 day, and we Alhamdulillah published 13 versions of that system within only 3 months. This application was a successful project, Alhamdulillah, and we have our references there, and it's considered a semi-government project and have very sensitive data and certified from the cybersecurity agencies in Saudi Arabia. We have more than 10 years in local Saudi Arabia market and internationally. We have our branches around the world. We have, for example, our branch in USA and Turkey, in addition to Saudi Arabia. We have more than 3,000 happy users around the world in multiple application and business industries. We are focusing in Middle East countries in our application and our products, especially for Saudi market. So we are Saudi ready platform because we have local support here, we have our branch here. So if we need any help, any support, we are ready to support you, not like the foreign platforms. We are certified from Haboob Cybersecurity Authority. So each application deployed in 1-day platform, it will be secured in the same way and certified by the same certification. We have success government projects like SAR, King Salman Park, like Riyadh Season Protocol and other projects. We are ZATCA listed provider, so your application will be integrated directly to ZATCA invoicing and issuing electronic invoices just in a couple of clicks. We are active presenter in country. Last event we participated as speaker and partner in 22 November was in Cloud Show KSA in Intercontinental Hotel. Okay, let's get more closer overview of the 1DayCloud platform and its feature. Before I continue, please don't forget to drop your questions if you have any question on the chat, and I will answer it inshallah at the end of this session. And I want to confirm if my sound is clear and listen to you. Please leave a message or raise your hand. Can you hear me? Could you please raise your hand to confirm that you are listening me or my sound is clear or not? Yeah, thank you, Saad. So let's continue and let's see the current choices available for the hosting. We have two choices of hosting. We have one global choice, which is Amazon AWS data center in USA, and as well we have the local Saudi hosting, which is Oracle OCI in Jeddah. So you can choose to go with AWS or OCI as your business needs. In addition to selecting the features of the hosting, You can use the fully management service. So 1Day will take care about the hosting and security patches, or you can manage it yourself from your side. In addition to auto scaling and load balancing support in the platform, so our hosting will be safe and will manage the traffic. Don't worry about traffic of your system or your website. The system also make auto backups daily for all applications in the platform to keep it safe from any disaster, and you can restore it and make recovery anytime you want. Okay, as we mentioned before, all 1Day apps can be integrated to one of these integration in addition to more integrations, but this is most important integration. So your application in 1Day will be integrated automatically with TAB payment gateway. So you will be integrated with all Saudi payment gateways or banks. It's the first authority from SAMA, financial authority, and we integrated with it for all of our applications. You can also integrate with Stripe, which is the same payment gateway, but for Europe, USA, and Canada. You will be integrated to Fatura or ZATCA to issue the e-invoices directly. You can integrate with delivery companies, more than 100 delivery companies around the world, and also inside Saudi Arabia will be integrated and ready to deliver your orders in your application in 1Day. In addition to Al Rajhi Bank and other banks around the world. Okay, all applications and all data stored in 1Day is fully supporting Arabic language. As you see here, the interfaces, everywhere you go in 1Day, you will see Arabic in addition to the English language. Now let's see how easy to create your model and your data field or your application just by drag and drop the fields from the left to right. So you will be ready in just clicks, and in a minute maybe you can build your models from the smart designer in the application. We will see it in the next demo. Also, you can generate your reports from multiple applications in single point of view in your dashboard in multiple way of view. You can make it as data table or statistics or chart like this in multiple widgets. As well, you can make your workflow or create your automations for your application without writing any code. Like this, if you see here, this automation in 1Day, we will see actual demo in the real platform now, that you can create or send notification when you receive an order in your application. This can be done in just 1 minute with 3 or 4 clicks, and that's all. So you are also managing and control the workflow of the system or the automation of the system. Okay, our popular application already template to use in our app store is ERP, invoicing, e-commerce, my accounts, e-lawyer, clinic application, and more 30 application. You will find it in our store. You can install it and customize it as you want and start using directly. Our worldwide customers, most top customers like Riyadh Season Protocol, King Salman Park, SAR Railways, Saudi Arabia, and in Canada, Target Truck Financial Platform, Al Qanoun House. In Egypt, it's a series of lawyer consultations, electrically working, and other big customers. So that's all about the 1Day platform. Let's now see the demo of 1Day in the real platform. I will share now the platform in real case. Just give me a minute. Okay. So This is 1DayCloud platform. After creating your account and access it using only email and password, you can access your dashboard like this. Let's have like agenda about what we will do in this demo. First, we will take overview about the platform pages and sections. Then we will create the application from scratch or from Excel sheet. We will see how to create your application in a minute using Excel sheet or using Wizard in a minute only, and how to consume the application, how to manage the data, how to filter, how to grouping your data, what is the global features of 1DayCloud platform inside your application, how you can manage your users and your user permissions and data access, how to generate the reports and take the statistics information that can give you a real-time information that will help you to take a right decision. So now let's start with creating new applications. You can see here the applications you have. You can install the application from the App Store and consume it here directly. After you have any application, you can open it, you can set it as favorite, you can uninstall it what you want. So if you want to use ready template application, we can go here to install new application from the App Store. So here you will find all of our applications, about 30 or 35 applications. You can choose anyone, all of them are ready as templates, and you can customize it as you need. And you can also filter by the application category, so you will get your information here or by searching here. So let's suppose that we need to install, for example, a contract application from the store. So we will install ready template. It will take maybe a minute or less than a minute to complete the installation and deploy it under your account with ready hosting without any issue or no need to servers to deploy with full security features. Okay, now the system has been installed and the platform has forwarded you to your application management or dashboard. So here you can see the models or screens of the applications, as you can also access it from the models here. You can search from any model. For example, I need some contract, so I can access it from here. Then you can see the other options, for example, access the reporting of the system, printing templates, smart application engine, template management, how much data or users you are using in this application, how to manage your application and permissions from here, company profile that you are using in printing your printable forms, multi-language to support translation. If you want to translate your labels as you want and customize it in Arabic and English, you can go to here. You can publish your application to the store, so you can share your application with others on 1Day store. You can back up your application, so it will be kept safe. In addition to the automatic backups happening every day by the system, you can make also manual backup. If you want, you can uninstall the application and you can clear the logs or data from your application. So this is the main features of the application. We will speak in more details about this after we finish the second types of creating the application. So this is the first type, install a ready template from the store. How we can build our application from scratch. You can create a new application from here. We have multiple ways like quick app wizard. So you will enter the name of application and select model and data field you want to build, and that's it. You can submit it and start using in the cloud. And if you have Excel sheet with ready information filled with data, you can import it from Excel and convert it to cloud application. Then you can consume it in the cloud. We will see this demo now. You can duplicate existing information. If you want to duplicate your database and use it for testing purposes, you can do it from here. You can request your application from 1Day to help you to build your application. You can post your application as a developer to App Store one day. So as a developer, you can get benefit of selling this application also, and you can install it from the store. Now let's start with creating from Excel. Okay, now here all what you need to enter the application name. So I will name it, for example, products. Okay, we will build our application that give us an information about the product. Here you can upload an icon or descriptive icon for your application, and then you need to upload the Excel sheet that have the data. I will have one with product information, contain 3 columns, which is product ID, product name, and product type. So let's see how 1Day is processing the data and convert this Excel sheet to a cloud application. Actually, all applications in 1DayCloud can be consumed through mobile application. You will find 1Day application in the app stores. So you can access your application building here from the mobile and consume it and receive push notification as well. Okay, so the system, considering that there is 3 fields in the Excel sheet, the first one is number, and the system understood that this number data type is number, not text or not date or not time, because it's considered as product number. The data stored is a numeric, not a text. So the system has detected the type of that number. Here the name of product is name and the type as well. You can deal with the type as a string list, so it will be like a list of product type, or it should be options, not a string. Let's see how the system will convert this Excel sheet to application. It also needs some seconds to finish converting and deploying under your account. Here we go, that's done. Okay, let's go to our new application. Okay, this is our new application called products. We call it products. We find here product model. This is the sheet name in the Excel. So if the Excel sheet have multiple sheets inside it or multiple tabs, it will be all converted to models. Each sheet name will be the same screen name or model name. If we open it, we will find the data existing in the Excel sheet as a model, and data here are ready to use directly. So as you see, you can build your application in just 1 minute directly. So let's see the other type of creating applications easily on the fly on 1Day, which is quick app wizard. Let's start here. For example, we will create a project. We will call it project management app, and we can upload the image for it. Let's go to next. Now the system is asking you what is the screens or models you want to be here. So we are here speaking about the projects. So the most important model should be here is projects, to store information about your project. So for example, we have code for the project, we have name to store of the project, maybe another information like notes. Okay, now we want this application to store the project expenses, for example. So we will make expense category to differentiate about the category of expenses will be paid for that project. The category will contain name, okay, and we will add third model and final model for our sample today, which is expense or project expenses. So here we should clarify the project. This type of field called related or relation, because it should display the already defined projects in the system. And we need to define as well the expense category, and we will see it as list as well, because we need to select from already existing categories. And finally, we will add the cost or the amount, which is a number field. And finally, maybe we can add a note or title for this expense. So now our application is ready to submit. Let's submit our application and see how it works. Okay, our application is done successfully and deployed to our account. Okay, we have here project management application. Okay, we have here the three models we designed already: projects, project expenses, project category. So if you see the project now, it's empty because we just designed the application without any data. So we'll create a new project here. This or code PRO001 and project X, for example, and we can create the project. Then let's make another one, 002, and it's project Y. Okay, so we started entering the data here. Okay, now let's go to the expense category and fill some categories for the projects. For example, we have expense type like employee costs, because the project should handle the employee like salaries, like accommodation, maybe employee transportation, etc. So we have category called employee costs, and we will also define like cleaning, for example, services. Okay, or let's name it HR office or admin office, for example. Admin service. Let me check from here. Okay, cleaning admin service. So it will include a lot of services under it. Maybe we have also equipment services, which is the project equipment services. Also, we need to be here. And finally, let's fill some project expenses. So here now, first, we need to link this fields, which is a related field, to the screen, because as you see here, the expense category, there is no items, although we fill just now 3 types of expenses. So we need to tell the system that this expense should take the information or data source from this screen. So how we can do it? Just clicks. There is no code. Let's go to the application here, click, and let us activate the smart application. Okay. We can go again to the project expense and found a new icon appear here called Smart Designer. The Smart Designer allow you to edit your application fields or your model fields, your relations, your validation on the fields on the fly directly without coding. So now we open expense here, and we can see the fields we already designed in the wizard. And here the project, as you see, is the related or relation field. I will tell the project to take directly the data from the project screen, and also regarding the expense category, you can take it from expense category screen. So now let's notice the difference. Let's refresh the screen to take the new structure. Okay, so here let me create a new expense. As you see here, the system has taken the already existing project and already existing expense type. So let me define here the first expense for the project 1 or project X, which is, for example, employee cost, which will be employees, transport. Okay, for example, it costs us 500 riyal, and it will cost this here. As you see here, if you want to create the form, all of these fields are optional, not mandatory. If you want here to make this field mandatory, after enable the smart application, you can go here for this menu and open the field properties. So I want the project to be mandatory. So the system will not allow me now to create the expense without entering the project. All features in 1Day is doing similar. It's too easy. Everything you can do it through the interface. As well, you can use the low code for most complex scenarios in your business application, but more than 80% of the business logic will be go like this using the tools and UI. So here I will also make another expense, which is admin service, for example, 100 cleaning service, okay, or cleaning office, for example. And I will make the third one, which is on the same project, like equipment, which will cost 1,005 riyal, and make installation or machine installation. Okay. I will add another one now for the project 2 for employee costs, for example, 700 riyal, which is employee accommodation. Okay. So this project has costed me 700 riyal for accommodation. Okay. So here you can display and hide the fields as you want from here. You can open the system fields as well, creation date created by me, for example, or for another user. Okay, if you want to display any hidden field here, you can directly go to that field, like not, for example, it's not displayed in the list, and you can set here the display in item list. So we will wait for minutes. The system will update the data and it will appear here directly. So you can display the note here. Okay, now let's see what is the general features in 1DayCloud for all application in all models you are using. For example, you want to search, make general search. So I want to search for accommodation. Okay, you can make general search without specifying any field or any place to search. You want to search for specific project expenses. I want to see only project 1 expenses. So you can filter it like this. Okay. You want to category the display here by the service. So you can go to the category by and specify the expense category. So the data will be displayed like this according to the category type. So here we have costs for the both projects. Under employee cost, you can see the admin services, under admin services section, and equipment service under equipment service section. So you can category your data as you need in all fields you have. For example, I want to category by project, so I can see the expenses for the first project, 3 expenses, and the second project will have only 1. So you can maybe take more clear information about the project. So here also we have something called screen preference, which is maybe a shortcut for the data you want to save and access it directly. For example, I want to see always in just click the project 1 expenses. Okay, I want to save this search because if I go to expense category, then back to the project will display all project expense. The project expense will display by default everything, but I want to see in just one click the project 1 expenses. So here I can select the project 1. Okay, This is the search criteria I have. Then you can go to this star icon and save it and call it project expenses. Okay, you can set it as default, so you can only see by default the project one as default. Okay, we have this one. Now let's go to the project here and go to the project expenses. You will find here the project expenses. If you click it, the search term will be applied directly without search every time for the same scenario. So you can define everything you want here. Also, we can export to Excel. I can export directly the default one, and I can as well export only the fields I want to see, like this. Maybe I want to export only the project and expense category. So you can export it as well. You can import the Excel data as well to the system as we just make. We can import new data to this screen to avoid entering a lot of data manually. So the system will ask you to enter the Excel sheet and upload it directly after detecting the fields and data. And you can also update the existing data. If you want to update, for example, the cost here for all expenses one time, you can download this Excel sheet. You can download here, custom export, then update it in the Excel sheet directly, then upload it again to the update existing data. So the system also will take your Excel to update the data as batch update or bulk update. Okay. Now we have seen the information creation. If you want to see the information or detailed information about the items, just click it. It will open like this, quick open, or maybe you can access full screen mode in this icon. You can see full screen mode, okay, and move between items like this. Okay, so now let's see another features of One Day platform. Let's move to the reports. Okay, now it's time to see the reports and take the decisions and see statistical data, not only stored data. So I want here to create first simple report. Let me name it expense report. Okay, it's too easy, just a couple of clicks. So the system will open the screens here in this list and ask you what you want to insert in this report. So I want here to insert the expense, the project expenses. So the system will ask you what type of fields you have here. So I will insert here, for example, project, cost, and expense category. Okay. Okay. So let's add this model fields to the report and see how the report is looking. Okay, we have here our report ready. We can print it. We can make a title for it. Okay. We can filter the fields before printing, and you can print it directly. Or you can make as well the custom templates. You can build your HTML template to use it in the report. So if you don't prefer the standard format or template for printing, you can create your own with your images, with your styles, and push the data directly to it. And you can use as well the profiles here for changing the image, for changing the titles, etc. And you can change the charts in your report as well. As you see here, each report has its own chart and generated directly with multiple shapes you selected, okay, to give you an idea about the cost. So here, I can see that the project 1 has these numbers, the project 2 has its cost, so you can compare it directly from this style. Okay, now let me make a more complex report just by 2 clicks to give me the idea about each project total costs or group the cost by project. If you open the field of project here, you can see this property grouped by this field. So everything in the report will be grouped by the project. So here, if you close the project and make the cost appear as sum So the system will calculate the sum of each project and enter it to the report. Now let us make the expense category is invisible and move to the report to see what will happen. See here, there is no for expenses because the system has make summation of all expenses for project 1 and all expenses for project 2 in one value. So I spend it for the project 1 2,100 riyal and for project 2 is 700 riyal. Okay, suppose I want to know more details. I want to know for the project 1 for the category expenses or category cleaning or service, anything, you can group by 2 levels here. So I can make this visible and also group by this. So the grouping here will appear per project, per costs. Okay, so this is the cost we have. So suppose here we have another employee cost for project 1. See here, there is only 500, okay? I will go to the system and add another employee cost for the project 1, okay? Let me duplicate the screen, another one. And go to the project expense. And create expense for project X, which is project 1, for employee cost, for example, 400 riyal, for example, office clean. Okay, so once we create this one and we go to the report and update it, the cost will be 900 instead of 500 because we have 2 items of this category, and I categorized per the service or per the category per the project. So you have now real-time data. You can know what is the expenses for project. You can take the decision, right decision, what is the issues in your project, where you are spending more money. So if you want to reduce the cost, you can reduce it depending on this report. This is a sample report, and you can as well as lot of reports, and you can have as well add SME field. The SME field means smart equation, which is like equation, mathematical equation, that you can create equation from some number, counting or summation or something like that. If you open the create SME, you can find the system helping you to select the operator. For example, I want to make plus for 2 numbers in the report or anything. So if I make here 1 and 1, so the system will plus 1 and 1 and store it in this field. So this is the purpose of the equation field. Okay, so the total is 2 here. And you can make the SME more complex. You can enter values from other data, like making summation for 2 costs of the expenses for 2 projects, etc. It's open equation, you can do it. Then you can maybe you can delete or rearrange the fields. For example, I will arrange here. I'll make the expense category first, and the cost, I'll move it to here. Can preview the report, can directly see the fields as rearranged according to my sort. Okay, you can as well here use the search in same way. I want to see the project 1 only. Okay, so you can use it here, the search here, and you can use advanced search for all field of report. You can make criteria and mix them in one search. Okay, and you can as well export to Excel in addition to the print PDF. Now, let's see this report in our dashboard. In our dashboard here, we have already created dashboard items. Here we have, for example, customer request, customer orders. I want to add the project expenses to see here when I log in my dashboard. So I will go again to the report, click here and send to dashboard. It will go directly to the dashboard. You can see it from now, expense report. It will be displayed as data, and you can change the style from here, edit, and make it, for example, like bars. So it will change the style to bars. Okay, you can see the costs and the expenses of your projects directly in one look to your dashboard. So this is the benefit of 1DayCloud. Now you can take the decision. We spent only maybe half hour to build our application, enter the data, convert your Excel sheet of data, and start consuming the application and generating the reports and dashboards, statistics, etc. Okay, let's go back to the system, to our application. We have here print template as we talk. We can build our templates of printing if we want to use more advanced templates rather than used in the system. For example, I want to report template. I create this template, and you see, like GoDaddy, you can build your reports here like this. Open the template. You can design what you want, insert everything in the design in the website builder. This tool is existing, included in 1Day, and you can open the ready sections here. I want to make in my report, for example, this section. I want to enter this section, okay, in my report. And I want to make anything I want in my report. And at the end, I want to insert my report table data in this area. So the data, dynamic data, will be comes directly here if you are using this template. Okay, now let's close this template and go back to the features. Now, the most important feature in the system is smart application. We just enabled now. You can edit the models you have. What's the meaning of models? It's representing the screens. Here we have 3 screens. You will find it here. And if you want to add another one, okay, for example, call it employees. Okay. And you want to create this screen and build it from scratch also. Open the Smart Designer from here. So you will start adding your field. I want to store about the employee, for example, some information. You can add the tabs, and you can then add the section. Here you can name it what you want. Here, for example, employee info. And you can, for example, store his code, his company code. You can store his name. Okay. You can store anything about the employee, maybe birth date. Okay. Etc. And you can also modify the features you want. Maybe you can make auto-generate for the code for 5 digits. You can make everything you want. Now you can display also this item in the list and finish the design. Now, if you refresh the application, you will find the employee screen appeared in your application. So not only the screens you designed when you started the application, you can customize your app on the fly, as you see. Here, the employee code, name, and the birth date not appear because we didn't display it in the list. Okay, so I will add the code here or leave it. For example, Muhammad. Okay, it will be added directly with the code generated automatically. So I want here, for example, to link the project with that employee. I want to specify the project manager, which is employee already. So I can open the Smart Designer in the project and assign employee as a project manager. So I will add this information here. Go to the existing fields or relations. You can see employee here. Just drag it and drop here in just one click. So you link the project with the project manager. Okay, great. You can also reorder your fields, make this one here, this one here. It's okay. So now let's go to the project and refresh the screen. Okay, so let me archive this notification. Okay, so here you can assign, for example, project 1 manager. I want to use Muhammad, but Muhammad is not appearing here. Why? Because I need to set his displayed name in the list. This can be done from here easily, like this, display as a part of item name. Then go back to the project and let me assign again. This is the project manager. Okay, so it's easy. Everything is easy in 1day. Okay, now let's move to, for example, the smart application, smart designer, and move to the next existing feature. Let me describe here the notification. The notification means if you want to send a notification from the system to a specific user in the system when some event is happening. So you should define the notification body here, or the notification message, and what type of users will receive the notification and what type of notification channel will be sent. So here I want to send, for example, dashboard notification, or you can send it through email or SMS as a mobile push notification. You can name it, for example, new expense added. Okay, I will use it in some automation or workflow to the project, for example. So this is the message body, and this is the message title. And I want to send it to the dashboard, so it will appear here in the notification area. And I want to send it to this user, which is now the only user in this application. Now we have created this notification. Let's use it in the automation or workflow. In the automation section, we have create workflow or add a new. Add a new is the form model, which is a legacy model. But now we announced the new automation workflow builder, which is GUI only, drag and drop, like exactly designing the model. So you will create your automation just in a couple of clicks. In just 1 minute, you will send notification on the event you choose. So here we have a lot of event types. We are supporting more. For example, if I want to receive notification when creating a new expense in the system. So here the event is creating item. Okay. When I create a new item, what type of item I created? I have created project expense. Okay. If I created project expense here, so the system will convert it directly to event. When create item in project expenses, what will happen? Okay. I want to send notification. So I will drag it from here directly, and I will select the notification from already defined notification list. So I will receive this notification over the dashboard, and that's all. I finished building my workflow, and it's so easy as you see here. Okay, now let's go to the project expense here, and add new expense and see how we receive notification. I will add the notification. I will add the project expense for project Y, employee cost, 200 riyal, here, I think. Okay, and create. Let's see what will happen in the system. The system is retrieving the notifications every 20 seconds. So the system has notified me that there is no expenses added. Okay, and you can receive it to your mobile application. You can receive it to your email as well, or SMS if it's very important. You can activate it. So the system has changed his behavior and his actions according to the automation you built. So let's see new type of automations. If I want to make for example, I will open the same automation. Let me add another action, for example. I will add here, for example, update record. I need to update some data if I created an existing information. I want to make, for example, a change for the expense note. Okay. So I should select the same project I updated or another one. It's okay. Let me select the event one. Okay, here the system is asking you what type or what's the field you want to update its value. I will update the note, for example. Okay. I want to write a note here. This filled by automation. Okay. So here the workflow will be, if I updated some expense, or if I created some project expense, the project expense created, same the expense created, the node field will be filled by this information. Let's see what will happen if I make a project. This is a node, okay? Let's here create, for example, project 2 and equipment service 500 and leave the node empty, okay? See here, the system has filled it automatically by the information I give it to the system. And you can use also dynamic information coming from some equation, and as well the system has sent me the notification. So this is the workflow and automation builder concept or summary, and there is a lot of things to speak about, but the time is limited. So we can see the other information or other training sessions in the 1Day website. There is the academy in our website, so you can see more details about 1Day, how to build your application in 5 minutes, how to use your app, how to build your charts, how to make advanced reporting, SMEs, dashboard, etc. And as well, you can get your 1Day developer certificate by registering information and take some assessment, and you will get your digital certificate from 1Day. So let's talk a little bit about user management. Here we have users. You can invite any user you want here. Just mention his email and the system will invite the user to use your application. After that, you want to manage that user model permissions or item permission, or you can add it to some group. For example, if you are a big company and you have accountant or HR groups with the same permissions, you can make user group and include all users under the same group. Then you can assign them permission, specific permission. Let's see how permissions is doing here. Permission group. If we make a permission group, we can select the users we have and add it to this group, and we can add a user group if it's existing in the system. So here the system will display all models existing in the system with all fields. So you can here, for example, give this users included in this group access to employee, and I want to give them also access to the project expense, okay? But I want to restrict them from accessing the cost, for example. So I remove the cost here. So the permission is built on the level of field, not only the models. This is the model permissions. Let's see the item permission, which is the data access permission. For example, if I want to restrict the user from accessing the projects, just the project 1 or project X. So all people or all users added to this group will not be able to see any project except the project 1. How we can do it? By default, in 1Day, everything is by default allowed. So if you add it to some application, you can see everything. But once you add it to this item group, and I selected here to see only the project X and add it to here, so you will not see anything in the system except the project 1 information. And also you can restrict the related models, which mean you will not see the project expenses, just only the project 1 expenses. You can see the project 2 expenses because it's related information. So this is the item group or data group. And finally, the API access keys. If you want to link and integrate your application to external system, you can here add a new key and assign it to specific user scope to give them specific permission and get your developer key that you can give it to any external developer, any external system, so he can extract the data from your system and integrate it directly, like mobile application, website, CRM, ERB. It will be integrated directly to your system. Okay, so this is the brief of 1Day Cloud platform today. I hope you are interested in the demo. And now let me see your questions. It's time for answering the questions. Okay. So here I have a question. What is the implementation cost of 1DayCloud? Okay, as you see, you have two options here for implementing your application or deploying your application. The first one is to do it yourself, because as you see, it's very easy to build your application and get your reports and automations. Or you can ask help from 1Day developers or 1DayCloud company. In this case, the 1Day will study the business requirement of your company and make a business scope, project study, and financial recommendation as per the consumed mandates. And as you see here, if you have a project that need, for example, 10 days to finish, and maybe it will be cost you about $10,000 in 1 day, you can do it just in 1 day or 2 days, couple of days, which maybe cost you 1,000 or 2,000. For limited budget companies or affordable budgets, 1 day is the best choice with high quality and high performance and security. So you have the choice to only buy license from 1DayCloud, or to buy the license and implementation, or to buy license and implement the application yourself for free. So this is the answer for your question. Hope my answer is okay for you. Okay. The second question is okay. The second question about the support. What about the support of after service? When someone purchases an application or license from 1Day, the good news here that 1Day platform is responsible for its bugs and issues as a platform. So if any general issue happen in the platform and receive a message from or ticket from our customers, and this issue was from the platform, not from the customer application. So this is our responsibility. We will fix it for free as soon as possible according to our priority policy. But if the user facing some issue according to his application development, or he needs some training, extra training after the training included service, or you want to develop a new feature in his application and need some development for his application, so we will use same policy for the support and development. It will be like a Monday, or by 10 hours package. It will be made as a proposal and sent to the customer, so he can approve it or do it on his self. So this is the support question. And we have also here, as you see, we have multiple channels here, like 1Day Academy, that help you to design your application and consume it without backing to 1DayCloud or to any other developer. You can also find in our learning hub here, we have 1Day community, so you can see the questions, FAQ questions, or you can drop your question here, and we will answer it as soon as possible. You have also the user documentation. If you open the user documentation supported in Arabic and English, you can see how to use 1Day platform with images, with everything documented here. You can get the benefit of it as well. And also for developers, we have fully documented API documentation to be used to integrate to other systems like this one. The developers can see how they can build the integration between the 1Day application and other external application or CRM or ERP. So this is answer for your question. Okay. We have question here also. What is the licensing term or policy for your company? So is there any hidden cost? No. In 1Day there is no hidden cost. In our website, we have standard prices. Like here, for example, let's move to the pricing model in 1DayCloud official website. If you go to the prices, you will find here the prices packages. So you can take it directly from here using the payment card through Gateway. You can directly buy it. We are pricing according to the installed applications, how many installed applications you have, how many applications you built under your account, and how many records or transactions you are doing in your application, in addition to the storage, how much storage you are consuming, and how many users you have in your application. Why this pricing model? Because 1DayCloud is a cloud platform, and your application is hosted and deployed in a cloud environment. And the cloud environment is costable. So if you consumed, for example, 5 gigs of the data, not another user which consumed 100 gigs. So it will cost more for sure. So that the system is showing you here how many how much data you are consuming as total. I'm consuming here 18 users of 20. I have the license, and consume 25 of 60 users total. We have consumed 1.6 of 25 gigs, and we have consumed 3,000 record of 100K. So the system will inform you also that your license will reach the limit to update or to purchase the license. And also, for sure, as any comprehensive company, we have agreements and we have contracts with our customers that they can get more affordable prices and more discount for their custom needs. So this is the third question answer. Okay. Any question else? Okay. Our office here in Saudi Arabia is located in Al Ulayya, Akaria Plaza, the 6th building. You can visit us. You are welcome anytime, and you can get the consultation from our side. We can support you after you get your application from our platform. You are welcome, and you can come any day for our company branch in Riyadh, and we are available also in ticketing system. If you are outside Riyadh, for example, you can visit here the contact us. So or from our website here, you can make contact form and raise your ticket here to some issue or some consultation you want, and we will receive it and back to you as soon as possible. And as well, you can chat with us in channels of social media or WhatsApp, or we can make meeting consultation for business needs or proposals through the meeting platforms like Zoom, like Teams, etc. So this is the ways of supporting our customers we are using, and our location in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Any other question? Okay. Thank you for attending. The time is up now. Hope we will meet again in the future in another events or webinars, and hope you have interested in this meeting and this conference. Thank you for attending. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.